André Bell was a 13-year-old boy with a talent for drawing. His sketches often brought smiles to those who saw them, but today, his art couldn't lift his spirits. As he sat at a small table in the bustling school cafeteria, he felt a heavy weight of isolation pressing on him. Surrounding tables were filled with laughter and chatter, while he was alone, quietly drawing doodles in his notebook. As the group discussion began, the teacher encouraged everyone to share their thoughts and ideas. The room buzzed with excitement as friends exchanged words and opinions freely. However, for André, every laugh and conversation felt like a reminder of how different he was from the others. He longed to be part of the lively discussions, but instead, he sat withdrawn, feeling invisible among his classmates. He glanced around the room, hoping someone would notice him. But everyone seemed occupied, their faces lit up with joy while his heart sank deeper into loneliness. Each tick of the clock echoed in his ears, amplifying his feelings of being unwanted and alone. André wished more than anything to be included but didn't know how to make that happen. Just when he thought the moment would never change, something unexpected happened. His eyes caught the sight of an extraordinary woman, Rosa Parks, entering the room. Her presence commanded attention, yet she moved quietly through the space. André couldn't believe it. She was a hero in his eyes. He watched as other students admired her from afar, but what would she do next? Would she notice him sitting there all alone? In that moment of stillness and hope, André held his breath. Little did he know that this day would take a turn that would change everything for him. The school program was designed to encourage teamwork and communication among students. Teachers wanted everyone to share their ideas and learn from one another. This particular session focused on community issues, hoping to spark passion and discussion among the students about ways they could make a difference. As André sat alone, he could hear the lively conversations happening at every other table. Friends animatedly discussed their thoughts on the topic, sharing personal stories and dreaming up solutions to real-life problems. At one table, a group of girls giggled while brainstorming ideas for a community cleanup day. Nearby, boys were debating how they could organize a fundraiser for local charities. The excitement in the air was palpable, and it only highlighted André's feelings of exclusion. Students were engaged, raising their hands to add input and eagerly listening to each other. The room buzzed with energy as voices mixed, creating a vibrant atmosphere of collaboration. Laughter erupted from different corners, filling the cafeteria with joy and friendship. It was exactly what the program aimed for, a chance for students to connect and be inspired together. But for André, the sounds felt distant. While his classmates thrived in conversation, he felt stuck in his own bubble of silence. He wanted so much to be part of those discussions but didn't know how to break through his own shyness. As he watched others participate wholeheartedly, his heart ached with longing. Just when he thought all hope was lost, Rosa Parks entered the scene, a person who had dedicated her life to fighting for equality and belonging. Little did he know that she would soon become part of this story in a way that would transform his experience forever. As the excitement continued in the cafeteria, the door swung open and in walked Rosa Parks, a remarkable woman known for her bravery and commitment to justice. Her reputation as a civil rights leader precedes her. She was famous for standing up against injustice and fighting for equality. When students saw her, whispers of admiration spread like wildfire. Many had read about her in textbooks, but to see her in person was something completely different. Rosa carried herself with quiet confidence, a gentle smile on her face that seemed to radiate warmth. She scanned the room, taking in the lively discussions taking place. Her eyes soon landed on André, who sat alone at his table, looking small amidst the vibrant chaos around him. In that moment something within Rosa stirred. She felt a connection to this boy who was, much like herself at times, facing the struggle of being unheard. Without hesitation, Rosa made her way over to André's table. The noise of laughter and chatter faded away as she approached, capturing his attention fully. His heart raced. He couldn't believe she was coming toward him. Would she say something encouraging? Or would she simply pass by like everyone else? Instead of speaking, Rosa picked up a chair from another table and moved it next to André's without uttering a single word. The gesture was simple yet profound, filled with understanding since no words were needed. It said everything. "You are not alone." Andre looked up at her, astonished. This legendary figure had intentionally chosen to sit beside him when he felt invisible among his peers. It ignited a flicker of hope inside him. Perhaps today could turn out differently after all. As the chatter of the cafeteria continued, the moment Rosa Parks approached Andre felt timeless. He watched her every move, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and disbelief. With fluid determination, she reached for a chair at the neighboring table. It was a simple act, yet it carried immense weight. The world around him seemed to dim as she picked it up and turned toward him. Rosa moved with grace, navigating through the bustling crowd without a glance away from her destination, Andre's table. Other students paused mid-sentence as they caught sight of this historic figure settling next to him. Their expressions shifted from admiration to confusion. They couldn't quite grasp what was unfolding. When Rosa placed the chair beside Andre and gently lowered herself into it, she did so without uttering a single word. The silence between them spoke volumes. In that instant, Andre felt something change. He wasn't simply another face in the crowded cafeteria. Someone had chosen to sit with him, to be present in his moment of solitude. Her mere presence felt like an embrace that wrapped around his heavy heart, easing the burden of isolation he had been carrying. It was a profound act of kindness that radiated understanding and empathy. Rosa's choice to join him without any need for conversation emphasized her support and solidarity in a way that words never could. Andre looked up at Rosa, speechless. He couldn't fathom that someone so legendary saw him and chose to acknowledge his existence. In that silent exchange, he felt seen for the first time, igniting a tiny spark of courage within him. Perhaps he was not as alone as he once believed, and this unexpected companionship could open up new possibilities for connection and friendship in that moment. As Rosa Parks settled into the chair beside him, a wave of emotions washed over Andre. He felt the warmth of her presence, and for the first time that day, he was no longer just an observer in the cafeteria. The heavy weight of loneliness began to lift, replaced by a sense of belonging he had yearned for. His heart raced, not out of fear or anxiety this time, but with excitement and hope. Andre glanced at Rosa, still in disbelief that someone so significant had chosen to sit with him. He felt a mix of admiration and gratitude swell up inside him. Her quiet strength inspired him. This moment held more meaning than he could fully comprehend right away. It symbolized acceptance and support at a time when he needed it most. As they sat together, Andre's thoughts began to shift. He noticed how other students around them began to whisper and point, their expressions a blend of awe and curiosity. It seemed like Rosa's simple choice to sit next to him was creating ripples far beyond their table. People were starting to pay attention. Every giggle and conversation from nearby tables felt somehow closer now, infused with new energy. Andre found himself wanting to join in on the discussions happening around him, feeling as though he had a little more courage than before. Instead of retreating into his drawings, he felt ready to share his ideas and be part of the lively exchange. The barrier that had kept him isolated began to crumble as hope blossomed within him. In that moment with Rosa, he realized that connection could change everything, even for someone like him who often felt invisible. Maybe this encounter was just the beginning of something beautiful, a chance for friendship and understanding that awaited just beyond his reach. As Rosa Parks settled into the chair next to Andre, the atmosphere in the cafeteria shifted. Students who had been engaged in their own conversations began to notice the extraordinary moment unfolding before them. Whispers of surprise rippled through the room, as curious eyes turned toward the pair. It was not every day that a legendary figure like Rosa chose to sit with someone like Andre, and the significance of her kind act began to sink in. At nearby tables, students exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of admiration and intrigue. They could see the warmth radiating from Rosa as she quietly sat beside Andre, a powerful image of friendship and support. It challenged their perceptions of what it meant to be included and valued. Many started to reflect on their own behavior, who they spoke to, who they acknowledged, and whether they were genuinely being good friends to their classmates. Teachers also took notice. Ms. Deana Lowe, watching from her place at the front of the cafeteria, felt a swell of pride and hope wash over her. She recognized that Rosa's presence was more than just an inspirational visit, it had sparked a moment of learning for all students. The silence that followed when Rosa chose to sit with André spoke louder than any lecture on kindness and inclusion could. As laughter and chatter resumed, some students began to draw closer to André's table, curious about why Rosa chose him. They started asking him questions and engaging in conversation, creating a bridge between André's world and theirs. The atmosphere transformed from one of separation to one of connection, inspired by Rosa's compassionate gesture. In that brief moment, friendships were redefined, and the importance of supporting one another became clear. Rosa Parks' simple act had opened hearts and minds, influencing not just André but everyone present to seek and celebrate connections that uplift others. It was a lesson in empathy that they would carry with them long after the program ended. As the cafeteria buzzed with newfound excitement and connection, Ms. Deana Lowe couldn't help but feel proud of what had just unfolded. She had watched from the front of the room as Rosa Parks chose to sit next to André, witnessing the profound impact it had on him and everyone around them. Yet, her thoughts quickly turned to André's mother, who had been worried about her son's feelings of loneliness and isolation. After the program ended, Ms. Lowe knew she needed to reach out to André's mother to share the remarkable story of the day. With a mix of anticipation and compassion, she picked up the phone and called. When André's mother answered, Ms. Lowe explained how Rosa Parks had not only seen André, but deliberately chosen to support him in that moment, when he needed it most. There was a moment of silence on the other end before sobs broke free. Ms. Lowe could hear the overwhelming emotions in André's mother's voice as she cried tears of relief and joy. It was as if years of worry were suddenly released. This small act of kindness from a legendary figure meant the world to her. It affirmed everything she had wished for her son: support, connection, and acknowledgement. André's mother spoke through her tears, expressing her gratitude for Ms. Lowe's call and for Rosa's compassionate gesture. She had always feared that her son would feel invisible in a world that seemed to overlook him, but now she felt hope flicker within her heart. The conversation reignited André's mother's desire to encourage her son and remind him that kindness exists everywhere, sometimes in the most unexpected forms. Ms. Lowe understood that such moments ripple outwards, and today was evidence that even a single act of love could touch many lives, creating a sense of community and belonging for all involved. When Ms. Deana Lowe called André's mother to share the extraordinary news, a whirlwind of emotions swept over her. As soon as she heard that Rosa Parks had chosen to sit with her son during such a pivotal moment, tears began to flow, tears of pride, gratitude, and relief. All the worry she had carried with her about André feeling isolated melted away in that instant. Her heart swelled with pride as she imagined Rosa, a legendary figure and a champion for civil rights, intentionally choosing to support her son. It was a gesture that spoke volumes about respect and acknowledgement. André was not just another face in a crowded cafeteria. He was someone worthy of kindness and attention. This realization filled her with joy, knowing he was seen and valued by someone as influential as Rosa Parks. Alongside her pride was a profound sense of gratitude. She felt thankful that Rosa could see through the struggles of a young boy, recognizing his need for connection. It comforted her to know that there are caring people in the world who take action to support others, regardless of their status. It reaffirmed her belief in the goodness of people and reminded her that kindness could indeed change lives. Moreover, relief flooded her heart as she reflected on her worries. For months she had concerned herself with André's feelings of loneliness, fearing he would never feel like he belonged. But this single act from Rosa Parks brought hope into their lives and reassured her that he was not alone in his journey. In that moment, she realized she could encourage André to embrace his talents and reach out to others, spreading the warmth he received. This experience had become a defining moment in their lives, a reminder that support can come from the most unexpected places, along with the importance of nurturing connections in a world that sometimes feels overwhelmingly isolating. The pride she felt for both her son and Rosa Parks sparked a renewed desire within her to not only uplift Andre but also to inspire others in their community to show kindness and empathy. The powerful event of Rosa Parks sitting next to Andre Bell beautifully illustrates the impact that small acts of kindness can have on individuals and their communities. In a world where feelings of isolation can often overshadow the human experience, Rosa's simple gesture became a beacon of hope, reminding everyone present of the importance of inclusion and empathy. This moment extended beyond just Andre. It rippled through the cafeteria, influencing not only students but also teachers who witnessed the act. It served as a reminder that everyone has the capacity for compassion, and that even simple actions, like sitting beside someone who feels alone, can create significant change. Rosa's decision to sit with Andre transformed his perspective on friendship and belonging. It inspired his classmates to rethink their interactions and consider how they could be more inclusive in their own lives. Each student who observed this moment carried away a lesson in kindness that day. They began to realize that reaching out to others could break down barriers and foster connections. The once busy cafeteria filled with laughter and chatter became a space for understanding, and the walls that isolated Andre began to crumble as peers approached him with curiosity and warmth. Furthermore, this situation highlighted how acts of kindness often inspire others to act. As Andre's mother felt renewed hope for her son, she was reminded that her efforts to support him were echoed by others in unexpected ways. The message was clear: when we take the time to show empathy and care for one another, we can uplift those around us. Ultimately, Rosa Parks' small yet profound act symbolizes a broader call for kindness in everyday life. It encourages everyone to be attentive to those who may feel unseen, reminding us that even the simplest gestures can create a wave of positive change, fostering communities rooted in love and acceptance. Andre Bell's experience in the school cafeteria serves as a powerful reminder of the profound impact that kindness can have on individuals. Before Rosa Parks chose to sit beside him, Andre felt invisible and alone, longing for connection but unsure how to reach out. However, her simple act of sitting next to him transformed not only his outlook but also inspired those around them. This moment became a catalyst for change, creating a ripple effect that fostered empathy and understanding among his peers. Rosa's quiet gesture illuminated the importance of inclusion and reminded everyone present that small actions can create significant waves of positive change. Andre began to see himself differently. He recognized that he was worthy of friendship and support. The warmth of Rosa's presence ignited courage within him, encouraging him to seek connections with others he once thought were out of reach. As the story unfolded, it became clear that this lesson extended far beyond Andre. His classmates learned the value of reaching out to someone who might be feeling isolated, while teachers like Ms. Deana Lowe witnessed firsthand how an act of kindness could uplift spirits and foster community. Most importantly, Andre's mother found renewed hope for her son, reinforcing her belief in the power of kindness. In closing, let us carry this message forward. Each one of us has the ability to make a difference in someone else's life with just a simple act of compassion. Whether it's inviting someone to join a conversation or offering a smile to someone who looks lonely, we can foster an environment where everyone feels valued and included. By being mindful and supportive, we can help diminish feelings of isolation in our communities and create lasting connections that uplift all individuals, just like Rosa Parks did for Andre Bell on that unforgettable day.